Hey y'all, what's good, what's good, what's good? I hope that you guys are doing well and taking care of yourselves and all of that good stuff and whatever and what's not. This is Sweet Tea. I want to welcome Spirit in, and then we will get into your downloads for today. Holy Spirit of pure divine white light of the Most High God, I call you into this message. I ask that you grant me the ability to deliver clear and concise messages to the listener as you see fit. We thank you for all that you are, all that you have been, and all that you will continue to be. Amen. Ashe. Okay, y'all. So, there could be something significant about the movie The Patriot, or I don't know if it's just called Patriot, but I want to say like Mel Gibson's in that, stars in that movie. And so, maybe you just recently watched it. You could be someone who is of the armed forces of some sort. There could be, a significant message for you in that movie, or maybe that's like just one of your favorite movies. Someone's name could be Mel or Melvin. You could have a last name of Gibson. Okay. You could even possibly drive drive a Jeep Patriot or be purchasing one. Okay. Someone could be from Tennessee. All right. Also, there could be something significant about a Delta Sigma Theta. Okay. Someone could be pledging. Someone could be, just something about someone that's a Delta Sigma Theta. Okay. Or something about that organization as a whole. Also, there's something about the Sooners. The crazy part about me getting that message, for some reason, like I feel that's like in a movie, because like it also makes me think of the Clovers, which is like, what was that movie? Was it Bring It? Like a cheerleading squad or something like that. But I don't know. Maybe you or your child or something has plays for the Sooners, or you went to the school of the Sooners, if like I say, if it is an actual school, but I do believe it is now. Or you could be from like the city town in which that school is, or you could be like a cheerleader, or there's something in relation to the Sooners. Okay. So take what applies for you. Disclaimers. Okay. Bits and pieces of this message could apply to you, if not the full message. So take what is yours, all right? Do not force anything to fit. If it is yours, receive it to be so. If it does not flow, let it go, okay? It also could be energy that is trying to tap into your energy, or energies around you, or possibly even energies that, like, you can see in movies, TV shows, on the news, in social media, whatever, okay? So just, use your discernment and see what best applies to you. You can also go check out some of the other videos on the channel, all right, as some of that may apply to you as well. And you already know what to do. Do some of that good, fun, clicky stuff, all right? Hit the like button, hit subscribe if you have not already, and definitely leave a comment down below, okay, so we can get the channel videos circulating, so that those who need to get their messages will get their messages, all right? So now that all that ramble is done, someone's name could be Araya or Saraya or Anaya, or just something along the lines of that, okay? Someone could also drive a Kia Sorento, okay? If you are someone who is out let me not say if you're someone who's out and about. When you're out and about, be mindful of your surroundings. There could be someone like just kind of trying to, I don't know, like you could be being followed by somebody, and I feel like this is not someone who's like fully set out to follow you, like initially, but it gives more of an energy of like they might have seen you somewhere. Like, so if say you walk out the grocery store, you were in the grocery store, and like you walk out the grocery store. It's like this person kind of kept an eye on you from the time you were in the grocery store, or like say they left out the grocery store early, and like how I want to say it, like say they saw you in the grocery store, or saw you go in the grocery store, and they just like stayed in their car, or I don't know, it's just something like somebody just kind of just try to cross your path, or put you within their eyesight. I mean, no, y'all know what I'm trying to say. They try to get within your eyesight with hopes that you will like speak to them, or say something to them, or even just possibly cross your path so that they can say something to you. Okay, something like that. All right. Someone could be Arabic or Peruvian or Indian. What's the other thing that's coming to me? I don't know. There's something about Islam and things like that as well. But anywho, there's something significant about a blue and white building or a blue and white house. Okay, so maybe your house is blue and white, or you work somewhere that's blue and white, or there's just something about those colors specifically. All right. Someone could resonate with jaguars, whether that's you drive a jaguar, you go to a school that's like their mascot, that's like your spirit animal. And if it is, and you just resonate with that in any way, just look that up. Okay, just type in your search engine. Lord, I'm drawing a whole blank. Spirit animal jaguar or something. I don't know, something along the lines of that, so you can get a little more insight on how that applies to you. Okay, there's also something about Pirelli tires, or just simply tires as a whole. So you guys could be purchasing new tires, all right, or just needing to get some new tires. Okay, some of you guys could own a tire shop or whatever, or you could be dating someone who has a tire shop, or they could be driving Pirelli tires, or you could be meeting somebody who that's like a signal for you to know, like, oh, that's your person if they pull up and they got Pirelli tires. I don't know, y'all. Y'all be knowing more so what it applies to for you. Okay, because see, like with us readers, when we get our messages, like sometimes it comes together fully for us to really grasp and give you a full message. Other times we get just like little things, and we may not know what it signifies, but for you like, oh yeah, that applies to such and such. Because I know, like in the past when I would watch readings, the reader's like, oh, this and that. And they're like, well, that don't really make sense to me. And I'm like, nah, you spot on. Like, you spot on. Because I knew what it applied to for me, So just always be mindful of that as well, because the way that I interpret something may not necessarily be your exact circumstance, but just maybe even just one word or one phrase or something that I say can make something click for you for what it signifies, But so what was the other message? There's something about a storage. You could be like, you could have a storage unit, and maybe you're about to have to pay your bill, or you could be needing to go get a storage unit. There's also something about the color lime green. Okay, that's also making me think of those lime scooters. I don't even know if those still exist. I know the bird ones do. I haven't really seen the limes. That makes me think of something else too, but give me a second, let me get this message out. Okay, so you could be someone who, like, I don't know, maybe you want to do something fun and different than you normally do, and you feel like getting out the house, and you get a few friends, and maybe y'all go ride through the city on some limes, not limes, but just some of them scooters. Okay, or you could be a student, like a college student or something. Maybe you riding around campus on one of those scooters, or maybe that's something you may want to consider because you're just trying to find a different way to travel or something. Maybe like your dorm is a little ways from a certain place, or I don't know, y'all know what applies to you. Okay. I don't know why I keep walking over here by the street when I take my walk and be trying to talk to y'all. But, okay, so, now the other thing that just came to me with those lime scooters is this. So years ago, one thing about me, y'all, like, I will find some odd jobs and look, we try to make me some money, okay? So this could also apply to you. Maybe you're that type of person, like, you don't feel no way about nobody got to say about what you're doing to try to make your money. You just gonna get to a bag regardless, okay? You could be someone who's big on side hustles, or searching for different side hustles, but I say all that because at one point in time, I was just trying to find a new, a little extra income, and I found out that you could charge the Lime scooters and make money, right? And they have like a little certain protocol of how you got to go about it, right? You got to sign up, get approved. You get approved, they mail you the chargers. Oh my gosh, this was so long ago, so I don't know. They send you the chargers or whatever, and then with that specific company, you couldn't like pick up the scooters until 9 p.m. And then once 9 p.m. hit, you pick up however many scooters that you're able to charge, which normally I think they only sent you, 2 chargers. But I mean, if you know how to make it make sense, then you charge whatever and switch over and charge the other and all that, or they may even have it where you could possibly get purchase more chargers and then charge more if you have that capability, right? Which obviously you're going to need a large vehicle more than likely to do that. At the time that I was doing it, I think I was just in a car. Hold up, what car was I driving in? Anyway, that's not important. But I wasn't like a super large vehicle, honey. I just throw them things in my trunk and take them home, charge them up. It took a little minute to charge them. And you do have to be mindful that you are using your electricity, so your electricity bill could possibly go up a little bit, okay? And I know we live in times where a lot of people listen, honey, you trying to decrease your bill, not increase it. But, like I said, this is just information of an experience that I've had that maybe, it might be beneficial for somebody, okay? So anyway, and then you just, you have to drop them back off. I think there was a deadline to drop them off. I want to say possibly 9 a.m. or something like that. And they have certain hubs. I think that company called them Nest. But anyway, no, that was for Bird. Anywho, because I did both of them, y'all. But you have to then go drop it off, right, at a location. You scan it or whatever, and then you're done, and it sends you the money right then. So that, just throwing that out there for somebody. Maybe that's something that you've been trying to figure out, different little side hustles. Boom, there you go. There's a side hustle. If y'all have scooters in your town, check into that. That's a little extra cash for you. And all you doing is grabbing a few scooters, taking them home, charging them while you go do whatever else you got to do. Once they're charged up, first thing in the morning, if you have the ability to, drop them off, And they do have multiple different hubs or whatever, a Nest, whatever they call them for their company, that you can drop them off to. So you just basically find the one that's nearby you, and there you go. Okay, so let's see. What was your other? The number 1044 could be significant. You may want to look that up, that angel number. Okay, Spirit might have a good message for you for that. You also could have a child or a student that is in driver's ed right now, or maybe you're needing to sign them up for driver's ed so you can get them prepped and prepared and ready for the roadways, okay, for the rest of us, so we all gonna be all right, okay? Someone could drive a Ford Fusion, or you could be purchasing a Ford Fusion. Hold on, because I had the number 7 could be very significant for someone, or you could be born in the month of July, but there's something about the number 7, okay? Okay, give me a second, because I feel like there was another download that I'm leaving out. Yes, when it comes to vehicles, because I remember the tire thing, I said that already. Someone could need a wheel alignment. You could know you need a wheel alignment, and you've been just putting it off just because, you have other obligations, which I completely get that. But definitely make sure you check into that. We are, well, at least where I'm at, we are going into the season of, the roadways being wet, nasty, and slick and all those things. So if you do know you need a wheel alignment, find you somewhere that has an affordable wheel alignment, or if you have a family member that they can handle that and whatever, hey, go ahead and get it knocked out, okay? I do believe they're not super expensive, y'all, so, just take care of what you got to take care of, okay? Was that it for the vehicle stuff? I think it was. Yeah. Okay. Give me a second, y'all. Someone's name could be like, it could start with the letter E. I'm getting like Elise, or that makes me think of Elise Neal, who is an actress. She's played in numerous different things, okay? If I'm not mistaken, she has a past background of like dance, or it could still be present. I'm not sure. So someone could be a dancer, someone could be an actress, or that could be like one of your favorite actresses, Elise Neal, okay? What she play? She played in what was that, the D.L. Hughley show? So maybe D.L. Hughley significant. Maybe someone with the last name Hughley, or someone's name can start with the letter D or the letter L. I am also kind of getting something about somebody being on the DL. Okay, so y'all have to take that for what it is. All right. Okay. So now let me speak to this real quick. So I saw a video where this lady like flips out in, I think it was Gold's Gym or something like that, out in LA. And basically, she was in the women's locker room. She was, changing her clothes or whatever. And there was a man in the women's locker room. Okay. Now, she was very upset and frantic because this person, basically when she said something to them, they got offended, right? And kind of treated her like her right to speak to the fact that she was uncomfortable was offensive to him, okay? Now, the reason he was offensive was because he identified as being trans, okay? Now, here's my thing, because I don't knock anybody for anything when it comes to what your gender is, what you want to identify as, whatever. Now, me personally, I do definitely feel as though when we were created, there was male and female, and don't get me wrong, there has been hermaphrodites that do exist, right? So that just is what it is. But when it comes down to you wanting to change your identity and your gender, that is your personal business, okay? You have every right to do what you choose to do with yourself and your body. So I don't knock it. I even have individuals that I do know that have went down that avenue themselves, right? No males personally, but 2 females who have decided to become men, okay? So there's no judgment over here when it comes to that. But one thing about me, like I say, even when it comes to like any part of LGBTQ as a whole, I just feel like, do you be yourself, but also with respect to others? You get what I'm saying? And by that I mean, example, like, don't do certain obvious stuff in front of kids. Come on now. It's like if you're gay, okay, so be it. Nobody's knocking you for that. Well, not over here anyway. Not knocking you for that, but don't stand there in front of kids and be slobbing each other down and whatever. And that doesn't even have to do with whether you're gay or not, right? That's if you 2 grown-ass adults, male and female, whatever, don't just stand in front of some kids and be slobbing each other down. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be mindful of your surroundings and the things that you're doing in front of certain people, right? And so, when it comes to the situation that I'm speaking about, it's like, okay, if you identify as a woman, that is perfectly fine. But like I say, make sure that you are doing this with respect to others, right? So if you're going to, identify as a woman, so be it. But if you're going to enter and change and all of that in a women's locker room, just be mindful of the fact that, yes, more than likely, if you're dressed as a man with just earrings on, that's going to cause some speculation and some issues, right? Because how are the women in the locker room supposed to know that you're not just some weirdo in there with earrings on trying to catch free peeks? You know? Like, just it's just more of a make it make sense. It's like, okay, if you're gonna go in there, okay, like, I don't necessarily expect you to have makeup on because, right, you're at the gym, but look feminine to an extent. Like, don't just be, you, like, dude had on a sweatshirt and some leggings, and he had, like, some little earrings on. And it's like, that, I mean, you could just come off as a gay male, which, don't get me wrong, you probably still ain't necessarily looking at females, but you still come off as a man and you're walking in the locker room. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't even just about that. You do what you do. It's about the fact that he had the nerve to be offended. Meanwhile, this woman's standing there butt naked and you just in the locker room looking like a man. So she wasn't the only one. There was numerous other females that had issues with it and so on and so forth. But there was just like a lack of care and empathy for the women in the locker room and just the overall situation. It's like this individual was so stuck in, well, I identify as a woman, that the whole point of it is, okay, well, if you identify as a woman, then you need to also be within the energy of women and respect for women, and know that if they felt uncomfortable, they had every right to feel uncomfortable. And not to say that the person didn't have the right to feel some type of way about the fact that even though they identified as a female, you know, that they became offended, right? But that's what I'm saying. It's like, bruh, like, you gotta know that if you look like a man, you look like a man, and you're gonna have to kind of find that medium, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, y'all. I'm led to speak to that in this moment. So, you know, if you're trans, like I say, please know, like, this ain't no come for the trans community or none of that at all. It's just make it make sense. That's all I'm saying. And more so, just be respectful. You know, just be respectful. That's all I say. Be respectful of others, because you want people to respect you for your choices and your changes, but also be respectful of the fact that, like this is like who they were birthed to be, and this is who you came into the knowingness of, who you felt like you are, and that's okay. But please still be mindful and be respectful of the individuals who, you know, have to learn to basically accept you, and know that not everybody is going to accept you. And let's be real, not everybody has to, you know? It's because everybody has different belief systems and everybody has different ways of seeing the world. And I'm sure any person that has been a part of the LGBTQ community in any way, sort, or form has already dealt with some type of judgment or criticism or things of that nature. So it's not like it's new to you. It's not like you're oblivious, you know? But yeah, man, I don't know. Just know that I say everything I say with love. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm never trying to come down on nobody. I'm very big on us being unified as a whole, like as a whole collective, which is very hard because we all have different perspectives. Many people are very fixed, not only just because they're a fixed sign, but many people are very set in their ways, especially those who are, you know, more seasoned, you know. But I'm just very big on respect, and whatever it is that you do, just you make sure you moving within integrity and respect for others, and mostly for yourself as well, you know. And you just have to find that balance, because that's really all everything is about anyway, right? You got the yin and yang. Like, you have the highs and the lows. You have the Libra, not Libra, but yeah, somebody could be a Libra. You have the scale, right, of judgment, you know, with that needing to be balanced, you know. So just find that balance of respect, mostly for yourself, right? Because you have to love yourself. You have to be respectful of your own self, and also respect, you know, for others outside of yourself, you know. But that's the only way we really gonna win, y'all. That's the only way we're really gonna win, is if we unify and learn to just appreciate each other for our differences. And that's a really, 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 really hard thing to grasp. So, you know, just all of us have a lot of work to do, you know, myself included. Like, I got a lot of work to do, but I've already done a lot of work at the same time, you know. So there's just that finding that balance and that knowing of self, so that we can learn to love and know one another, you know. I love the fact that I'm speaking to this because I don't really speak a lot on my personal opinions. And let me also throw out the disclaimer that listen, my personal opinion is my personal opinion. I don't expect for you to agree with it. I don't expect for you to like, just know, listen, we all have them, okay? It don't mean I'm right, it don't mean I'm wrong. It just means this is me and speaking to what I, you know what I'm saying, what I feel. And we all got feelings, okay? But yeah, I mean, I would love to hear your perspective, or even just, you know, anything you want to say down below in the comments. Okay, so like I say, be respectful. Okay, there is a way to deliver, even if you disagree with anything I stated. There is still a way to disagree cordially, right? Or just with some sense. Don't get in the comments talking that jibber jabber and craziness. Okay. But yeah, but I love the fact that as I'm speaking about this, literally the sun just came back out. So hey, that's more than enough message for me to receive. Okay. Someone could also be taking a flight, or there could be something significant about the airlines, or yeah. Okay. Also, someone could be a pilot as well, or could like be in school to learn how to fly their own personal like jet, or yeah. There also could be something about coding. Someone could be into the tech industry, all right, or maybe you're going back to school to learn coding, or there's also something about stocks and crypto, okay. Excuse me. Oh, and y'all, listen, I'll be speaking this stuff. I'm not getting paid for none of this stuff. I just love sharing resources and knowledge because that's just who I am. I want to see people win. I know that many of us go through different things in our life, whether we have money or not. We still go through things, whether it's emotionally, financially, relationship wise, inner circumstances. So I'm just very big on, you know, I'm gonna gas you up, I'm gonna share my resources, you know, all those things. But anywho, I say all that to simply say that there is some of you guys may be familiar with Tony Robbins. Is that his name? Tony Robbins? Yeah. Tony Robbins. Also Dean, I don't really want to mess with that man named Graziosi or something like that. But they have an AI summit right now that they're doing. It started yesterday. So it started, I know Tony kind of just, he prefaced a lot, you know, got it going and got everybody's emotions together as it pertains to it, and kind of gave you a little knowledge and things like that. And I do believe on Dean Graziosi, forgive me if I'm screwing up your name, sir, if you ever come across this video. But on his YouTube, you probably can find the live from yesterday. So it started November 6th. And so for those of you who catch this later, I am speaking in present time of when, yeah. Anywho, November 6th, that was the first day. Then it comes on again today at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, okay, for day 2 of the AI Summit. And then they also have another day, which is tomorrow. So the 6th, the 7th, and the 8th is their AI Summit. So if you're someone who is interested in learning about AI, or you are already in doing certain things with AI, then definitely go check that out so that you can, you know, learn a little more, whatever. It is a free summit. You don't have to pay anything. Now, obviously, they do have probably more extensive, you know, offers and things where you have to pay certain prices to learn more or whatever. But this little summit that they're doing is free. So, hey, go check it out if you're able to, so you can kind of gain a little knowledge, because y'all know that, like, the world is shifting, okay? And like Tony Robbins was speaking to yesterday, which is something I've spoken to in the past, about pattern recognition. If you pay attention to pattern recognition and you pay attention to patterns, you know that a lot of things on this planet, and just within our bodies, right, are cyclical. All right, so that is where we're shifting to now with many things in AI. And let's be real, a lot of the jobs, yes, they are being lost due to AI. AI will then be, you know, doing some of our jobs. I know my last job, I was at my mortgage company. We basically trained the AI to do our job, and then they let us all off. Okay, I said let us all off, but same thing. Laid us all off. Okay, 2 full departments. All right. So I say all that to say, just gain you a little AI knowledge, so that way you can have something in your back pocket. To hopefully, because if you learn AI and you know things in AI, then you possibly could have a job where you are whatever it is. If you're training AI or whatever, then even if it's just temporary work, you have the skills to be able to make you some money, is my point. Okay, or even start your own AI business or whatever. But yeah, so anyway, I'm done rambling. Okay, 30 minutes in. I hope this message was helpful for you guys. I love y'all. Don't forget to do all the fun clicky stuff. All right, and I will holler at y'all later. All right, see ya.